How do we go from what a poem made me feel to how that poem created those feelings without completely destroying that in the process? Well, I don't know that there is a set way to do this, but perhaps to continue to enjoy the analysis and see that as some sort of magic show reveal is part of it. So if we're looking at Green Thumb Boy, and we want to do that magic show reveal, one of the places we could start is with verse. Because the way that Nelson is dividing up these ideas on the page is so much about how we experience those ideas. That first section, that first verse, it doesn't look anything, first of all, like the sort of nursery rhyme verses that kids might have grown up with in elementary school. And it's unrhymed, it doesn't have a set meter, it doesn't have a set length. These things change throughout the poem. We have two longer verses and then a final shorter verse, which really brings it all together and packs this punch. So, what's a way to keep that alive? Maybe group work? Have students think about what these different verses would do, and then maybe have them do a creative activity like, is there a way that you could break up these thoughts differently that would send a different message? Sometimes students engaging with it creatively, not just academically, actually brings home an academic lesson like, why does verse matter in the first place? Then, language. This poem has so many different terms that students would need to define to understand it. How do you make that fun? How about a race? Have students who can come up with which term first and have a prize, have something at the end that could make this fun. And as you're thinking about words, something to bring up here would be both scientific words and colloquial words, and what the words colloquial and scientific mean in the first place, because those are really big terms or really simple ideas, which is these are science terms, and then here are sort of everyday terms that you aren't going to find in sort of a standard English dictionary, like ruckus and bang up job and what's his name. These are things that you say with your friends, and how it's switching back and forth between scientific and colloquial and scientific and colloquial. What does that mean? What does that do? Doing that in sort of a rapid fire contest group sort of mentality can keep alive the excitement even as they're learning something. And remember, that excitement, maybe it would detract from these sort of memorization that they would need for a quiz, but if it engages them and helps them enjoy this text, is that giving them something that is as worthwhile as the knowledge that they would need for a quiz.